So after the study of the tabernacle and going over all the vessels, it makes Jesus's I am statements in the book of John make more sense. I am the gate, and he is the gate, and we went over that. He is the gate into the court. I am the door, and he is that. He is the door to the tabernacle. I am the light, and he is. He is the candlestick. I am the root and offspring of David, and he is. He is Aaron's rod that budded. I am the bread, the hidden manna. He is that, as well as the showbread. So I believe it's Matthew, when he was talking about, he was referring to his body as the temple, telling them, destroy this temple and I will raise it in 3 days. So that, in comparison with everything that he was saying in John with the I am statements, he was referencing their tabernacle. After all, when Moses was given the instructions for the tabernacle, it was referred to as the tabernacle of witness because it was a witness for things to come, and the things to come, which was Jesus. So every vessel was a representative of Jesus. So, with that being said, even though they didn't have the tabernacle in his day, they had the temple. He was still making reference to everything that they should have been familiar with. The only difference is they worshiped the temple, the physical temple and tabernacle, and they didn't worship the true tabernacle, which Jesus was. So he also made the statement, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And this also shows who he is, especially given the fact that in Isaiah 11, which prophesied his coming, it said, in that day, the Lord would set his hand a second time, and he would create a highway for the remnant of his people, as in the days of Egypt when he led them out of Egypt. So again, he didn't create a physical highway. He didn't physically lead them out as in Egypt, but he created a higher way, and he has spiritually led his people a higher way, because we have to remember it's not after the Levitical priesthood, and it's not even, it was after the order of Melchizedek. So while we went over how it does follow the order of Aaron, it's spiritual and no longer physical. So he is the way, he is that highway for the remnant of his people and the higher way of living that he has established. He is the truth, the spirit of truth that he would rescind to receive us to himself. And he is also the light, the life, a direct reference to the tree of life. He also said that he is the true vine, and he was referring us back to Deuteronomy 32, because it's clear that there are two cups, right? There's two cups, there's two vines. There were grapes of wrath and then not. So Deuteronomy 32, particularly verse 30 through 35. How should one chase 1,000, and two put 10,000 to flight, except their rock had sold them, and the Lord had shut them up? For their rock is not as our rock, even our enemies themselves being judges. They're judges, right? Because they sit in the seat of Moses, in his house, and not Jesus's house. And you can go back to Proverbs 2 and 9 and read about that. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of gall. Their clusters are bitter. Their wine is the poison of dragons and the cruel venom of asps. Is this not laid up in store with me and sealed up among my treasures? Let's pay close attention to this. Is this not, his wine not laid up in store with him and sealed, this word particularly, sealed up among my treasures, right? Because you can't get to the Father without going through him, because he is. So, and what seals us? The Spirit. And what was the wine a representative of? The Spirit, the new covenant. To me belongs vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. Well, let's go down to verse 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand, right? Because he holds us in his hand, and no one can take us from his hand, nor his Father's hand, especially The two are one, if you get where I'm going with this, because he is the Father.